Bishop Jakes talks about this thing as well, where like people, you know, when they say shake your money maker and people are shaking their head, she's like, when they say shake your money maker, shake your head, because your head is like the actual money maker. Yo, today I'm excited to bring you guys my favorite video on the internet. Well, one of them at least. It's a conversation with Bishop T.D. Jakes and Pastor Stephen Furtick. It has over 5.3 million views, and for good reason, honestly. This conversation is so deep that I watch it like once every year or max 18 months. So I've watched it every time, and every time I watch this video, something else pops out at me. And I know that this happens sometimes for different resources I have, maybe books I've read or videos I'm watching. And the reason is that depending on what stage of life you're at, things just make more sense to you because you have a different experience, you have a different lens to view all these things you're hearing or learning from. And I recently watched this video again and I'm just like, okay, I need to talk about this. There's so many gems. It's an hour and 44 minutes, but every minute is worth your time. It's funny, it's thoughtful, it's deep. And two men of God, two awesome leaders, two vision builders, two people who have built things from the ground up are in conversation with us today. So I know they're not in the studio today, but join me as we virtually welcome Bishop T.D. Jakes and Pastor Stephen Furtick over here. One day I'm going to actually have them in person and it's going to be like, you guys will be like, oh my god, you called it. I want to highlight my favorite lessons from this video, and I'm going to insert some clips if I can so that you can really hear it from them as well. It's mind-blowing, honestly. It's mind-blowing, and I'm just thrilled that we're able to talk about this together. If you know the video I'm talking about, put your thoughts about it in the comment. What have you thought about it if you've watched it? I'm going to link it here, so obviously if you haven't watched it, you have to watch the full thing. The first point really is that, like, as a young person, you can't just fold your hands and be like, oh my god, I don't know what to do. I'm not sure what my passion is. I don't know what my vision for my life is. I don't know what I'm supposed to be doing. You can't just do that. You have to go out there and work. Whatever your hands find to do, do it well. Let me see. I'm going to insert a clip of him saying it so you guys can hear what he's saying exactly.
In the morning, you should devour the prey. In the evening, you should divide the spoils. If you don't devour when you're young, you'll have nothing to divide when you're old.
It's incredible.
I am scared to death of people who are young and saying, I just can't figure it out. Mm-hmm. I haven't made up my mind yet. I tried that, I didn't like it. Mm-hmm. I don't know, maybe I'll do that. I think you better hurry.
Right. Right.
You better shoot something right now,
right?
Because youth goes quick.
Right.
I mean, like, it goes like a runaway slave. It goes.
In the morning, you devour the prey. In the evening, you divide the spoils. And it's basically like the purpose of youth, all this strength, all this energy, all these ideas, all these interesting things that we're able to do is to put in the work. Like, and then later on in your later years, you can start to reap the rewards of your investment, reap the dividends of your investments. Like, if you don't put in the work early on in these beginning days, there will be nothing to look up to at the older years. And he goes on to say that in every one of us, there's like an older person that is relying on us to make smart decisions now, or else in the future it's not gonna be good. But listen to him continue talking about it.
In the morning, hear me, people. In the morning, devour something. Throw your whole self at something. Mm-hmm. You'll never know what you can do and what you can be until you throw your whole self at it. Devour it. I mean, devour it. Don't try it, devour it. Attack it. Attack it like you're going to kill it. Devour the prey. And in the evening, you divide the spoils.
Don't try it, devour it. And I think that is what I'm doing here with YouTube. Like, if you're going to do something, do it. You're either putting in your full energy or you're not doing anything at all. That's the vibe of it. Like, you're either immersing yourself into something or it's a hobby that you're not really expending yourself on. And this is blowing my mind. Like, your youth is so important. So you can't just put your hands like, I don't know what I want to do. I've tried this. Like, what have you really thrown yourself at? Like, put yourself into something, immerse yourself in it, and then see the results of it. If that doesn't work, okay, fine. after a good time has passed and you really have invested yourself in it, try something else, push yourself, network with people, watch YouTube videos, read threads about people that have done what you're trying to do, and see where you need to be. I put a video out recently. By the way, if you're not subscribed to this channel, please subscribe and like this video if you're liking it so far. Tell me what you're liking, but most importantly, please subscribe and let other people know that this is an awesome video to watch. It tells the algorithm as well that things are going well, that you guys love it. I put a video out recently about like how do you know you're on the right path, and this was kind of my first tip, that do whatever is in front of you to the best of your ability. Put yourself into it, and then when you put yourself into it, if something happens, like you're finding yourself frustrated often, which he makes a point to at the end, that like frustration can be a nudge that, okay, maybe I'm not in the right place, maybe it's time for more. Then you know that it's time to move on. But first of all, you gotta put yourself into it. You gotta push yourself to be consistent. You gotta hone in on your skills, brush up on your skills, know what you're strong at, know where you need to improve, and keep improving. If you don't really ever accept yourself and put yourself into it, you don't know how great you could be. So you're really just like you're not even really scratching the surface of your greatness. I'm getting right off and excited because like this video is like so bomb. Like
we have it backwards today. We want to divide the spoils in the morning. So we're blinging when we ought to be devouring. See, don't worry about whose name you wear when you're young. Worry about your name.
Oh, he said we're blinging, aka like fancy stuff, when we should be devouring. That is so good. Yesterday, I was telling my husband how like I need another wedding or something that's a major event, because I went to a wedding last ago, and I love that. I love her fashion, her designs, beautiful designs. But it's just like you really need to remember that in this youth, prioritize what's important. During this pandemic, I was like, yo, clothing is not a great investment for me. Like, I mean, I can buy one or two really lovely things that are good quality so that I can wear them over and over again. I can like shop occasionally, but I started thrifting more. I've started looking at the quality of what I'm buying more closely. And I've started just realizing that focus on what's important. The things that I appreciated during this pandemic, my house, by a lot. All the clothing I started the pandemic with, that's if they even fit anymore. I had to give them away. So what's the point of spending so much energy on blinging, like he says it, like blinging things, you know, outwardly wonderful things, beautiful cars. I was going to get a car recently. Thank God I did not, because the gas prices went up. Like really prioritizing things that are investments for your future now are just amazing. Yo, watch with me. Keep watching with me.
Make your name great. There is an old person down inside of you that's dependent on you to be smart. It's the person you're going to be 30, 40 years from now. Do not disappoint that person by being foolish through the strongest years of your life. And then when your back is out and your knees are swollen and you can't move around, now you're out there going to get your grind on now? It is the message you tell yourself. I'm tired, I can't do that, I don't feel like. We become what we say to ourselves.
Be good.
There's an old person inside of you that is dependent on you to make smart decisions. It was really profound because like your life is going to be long by God's grace, and there's a good balance of enjoying your life now but also thinking about your future and thinking, what decisions am I making today? Are they good decisions for my future, or am I just thinking about what is relevant now to me? So good, man. It's not like you're going to work yourself to death, because I'm not about that life either, but like realize that I myself, I know, like at work I'm like, okay, did I put in, was today an 80% day or was it a 50% day? I don't ever expect to give it full 100% because like I have nothing else left to give, and like I'm too drained to be relevant to my husband, to be relevant to myself later on in the evening, to be relevant to my family, which is very important to me. So I never like go to work trying to like burn myself on all ends, but I need to give at least an A. Like I need to know that I wasn't just spending time on Instagram, on YouTube or stuff like that. I really need to know that I started a day with an agenda and I've accomplished it. And I think it's the same way to whatever we're doing. It's basically just a reminder that this youth is fleeting. You're not going to be young forever. So put in the work now while you have the energy and keep at it, people. Okay, there's another one I really liked, and let me see if I can find the spot. Okay. So this one, I kind of inferred. I don't think he actually said it. There's another point that just listening to the whole video, watching it again, it stood out to me. Like, and here's how I wrote it. There's hardly any new problem. Every problem you've encountered has been encountered by somebody else before on the internet or in the world or in your real life. So your job is to figure out how to feel better or how to do better, how to learn from other people's mistakes and pick up your own pick up from there. Basically, if you're going to have issues, have new ones. And I say this because I've been having conversations with people in the last few weeks about career a lot and just about life and relationships, and I feel like we're getting a little lazy with our problems. Like, when I have an issue with, I don't know how to interview, you can't just say, oh, let me wait till like I have an interview to practice. Like, you have to be ready to put yourself, like, be ready for the opportunities you're praying for. Okay, people are out there on YouTube doing how to prepare for interviews. People are out there on Twitter doing threads on how to improve your I don't know, your business. On Reddit, sharing tips. What are you doing to get that information? Like, you're not part of doing the work and, you know, really giving yourself a fighting chance is learning how to work better. If people have already had this problem, have new problems. You know, like, learn from people and then build from there, so that when you're not having the same old problems that people have already solved. Is kind of it. And I hope that that's kind of what I'm doing with this channel, highlighting ways that you can learn, so that you can learn from my own experience, you can learn from other people's experiences like this, and not have to make the same mistakes that other people have made before. Yeah, that stood out to me, and I hope you found it helpful as well. That look on the internet, look at people in your life. Don't if you come from a home that there was no love, it was very tumultuous, and you don't have to wait till you get married to see how your own marriage will be. Start now. Go to therapy. Deal with some of the issues that you've seen growing up. But then start reading books. What does it take to build a happy marriage? What does it take to build a great relationship with a partner, with my children? Everything that you feel like is a deficit in your life. So don't wait till it's your own turn. Begin to solve for those things now. And these things may sound like basic information, but sometimes I guess we forget, because when we're deep in our own lives, you're not really thinking about you're not thinking about working on your life. You're thinking about just living life every day, which makes sense, to be honest. And I'm someone who has had these things as issues as well. Like, you have to really pause and be like, okay, what am I doing in my life? Am I going the direction I want to be going, or am I just doing whatever is comfortable right now? Am I just going to work and coming back, versus am I investing in my life? Am I thinking about ways to be better? Man, there's so many great things to learn. Not like you ever finish learning, but each new day, face a new challenge, read new books, find new videos like this of people that have gone before us and are spitting the gems out there. Watch them.
In your life, ministry or business, what's been a thing that led to a thing? I love the part in the book about Viagra, by the way. It's in the book. You have to get the book.
It will be the thing at it, and it's really not the thing.
Okay.
On paper with me, he said.
Okay, so he makes this other great point about sometimes when you try something, it might not be the thing, but it can be the thing that leads to the thing. Listen to him so you get it.
If my son said to me, he said, Daddy, he said, my baby boy, he said, Daddy, I'm going to school. He's finishing up a 4-year degree in musical engineering. He said, I think it's the thing I want to do. But he said at the dining room table with me, he said, but suppose I'm not, suppose it's not. Suppose I throw everything at it and it's really not the thing. And I leaned back over the table and I said, don't worry about it, son. If it is not the thing, it will be the thing that leads to the thing.
Okay, so that was it. And like, wait, I want you to listen to more.
Let's go into that. What's been
Pastor Stephen was good.
in your life, ministry or business, what's been a thing that led to a thing? I love the part in the book about Viagra, by the way. It's in the book. You have to get the book. It's just an example.
The book is Soar, by the way. Soar by T.D. Jakes, in case you're interested in finding the book that led to this conversation. Although I think you don't need the book. This video is mostly about the video, so watch that video first. I did get the book. It was good, and there are other T.D. Jakes books I have, but that one particularly, I think this conversation was actually better than the book. Sorry, Pastor.
You're talking about Coca-Cola and other products that were discovered by accident. It's the idea that sometimes in doing something that fails, you lead to something that you didn't even know that was really the whole purpose all along.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
All right, so give us 1, 10, 20 examples of those in your life, things that you accidentally succeeded at.
Everything in my life I stumbled into.
Is that right?
Okay, so yeah, he talks about how he stumbled into producing films, and just like how sometimes the thing that you're doing might not be the thing that you end up doing, but it can give you skills, it can connect you to people, it can help you. Like you might be doing, while you're doing that thing, like with the Coca-Cola example, I think they're trying to make, was it a drug or something? I can't remember. They're trying to make, let me Google it. So Coca-Cola was discovered by a pharmacist, and he used cocoa leaves and cola nuts in his quest to find a cure for headaches. And accidentally, his lab assistant ended up mixing 2 ingredients with carbonated water, resulting in the first Coca-Cola. So it was an accident. Somebody was trying to find medicinal cures for headaches. So like that's one way where sometimes just doing what you're doing, you might stumble into greatness, you might stumble into an idea that comes just because you're in that field. So don't ever discount what you're doing as, this is useless, this is not beneficial, because there are so many things that might not be the thing but could lead to the thing. Let's see. So there was also this is the best example, honestly, from this video. It's the one about the tree, but instead of having me tell you, how about you listen? It's so good.
God gives you an opportunity, and what you do with that opportunity is your gift to him.
Got it.
You understand? When God gives you an opportunity, instead of just jumping on the opportunity, you're supposed to see what it can be. I tell them all the time, God never made not one table.
Yeah, I love this. Do this. This is really.
God never made a chair. In all of his years of being God, he's never made a chair. He's never made a table. He just made a tree. And the rest of it was up to us.
Right.
When God hands you a tree, imagine a table, a chair, imagine a wall in a room, imagine a log cabin, imagine what it can be, imagine what it can be, imagine what it can be. God,
I remember praying, like, I did not know how exactly we were going to own a house. Like, it just did not even, like, I wasn't seeing it financially. I was like, God, please, maybe you put it in somebody's heart to, like, dash us a house. I know I'm laughing at it now, but like that was literally how I imagined it happening, because I did not see a financial way towards getting a house. And then I couldn't imagine that. How are we going to save up 500,000 to buy a house? Like that, just I did not get it. But then I started realizing that okay, people don't buy houses for the whole amount here, they do mortgages. But I wasn't sold on the whole idea of a mortgage, because I was like, I don't want to have a whole debt hanging over my head. I just was very averse to debt, and I didn't really understand it. Then one of my close friends got a house, and I was like, Obiora, I beg when we face our fronts, because we don't know whether it's their parents that gave them the down payment for it. Because even the down payment for the house was still around, like, in my mathing of the math, it was supposed to be 20%. It was like 80,000. Math isn't my strongest point, but that was it. And at the time, I said that was like a whole year of salary for a lot of us. Like, how are we going to find the money? So we started researching some more. Then we realized that okay, it's not even 20%. It's like 5% of the house that you need to put down, which I think at the time came to, let me be using calculator so I don't be giving you guys numbers that are very off. Times 0.05, 25,000. So that was still a lot of money, but then it became more doable. Realized that okay, we can put aside 1,000-ish per month at the time. God has helped us significantly more now, but you can put aside that amount every month and it will build up. And we didn't come from zero, so like I was pretty prudent as well when I was single, so I had some savings, and thankfully we didn't use it all for the wedding. We put it together, and slowly before we knew it, the money had reached 25,000. Okay, then we realized that it's not even 25,000 you need to have a little bit more as well for things called closing costs. But like all of these things came because we started to really look into the process. What do we really need for this thing that we want, this house thing? I truly at the beginning was imagining that God was going to give me, God was going to dash us like serious money or put it on somebody's mind to give us the money. But Ovi was like, I beg, okay, that's not how money works. God will give you ideas. It's not based on you to go and work or not work. God will give you innovative thoughts. And Bishop Jakes talks about this thing as well, where like people, when they say shake your money maker and people are shaking their ass, she's like, when they say shake your money maker, shake your head, because your head is like the actual money maker for me. Anyways, like it is truly a money maker. So don't discount all the blessings, all the ideas, all the innovative thoughts that come to your mind. I personally have an idea bank of like anything I think about. I think this is interesting, book titles, ideas for businesses, things I feel like I want to learn about. I have it written down, because you might think about something right now and it just poofs out of your mind, but like write things down, and over time, meditate on these things, pray about them. God, which of these should I act on? Which of them is like something for the future? And sometimes something you wrote 4 years ago might not have been feasible then, but then 4 years later, you might realize that you now have the resources to address this thing. So honestly, whenever an idea comes to your mind, write it down. You don't know what resources God has given to you. Ideas are huge resources. If God gives you a tree, imagine a cabin, imagine a door, imagine paper, imagine a table, imagine a furniture store, imagine other ways to use a tree. Maybe even imagine the leaves, what you can do with them. I don't know what you can, but there is so much. Imagine the herbs that can come from the back of the tree. Imagine. Use your imagination and note down what you're thinking and start to act on them, honestly. So the next thing he talks about is that church people, we pray and pray and pray. Meanwhile, God has given us all these things, which is exactly what I just described. That I was out there like, God, please give me money, give me this. Thank God he didn't even answer like that. Thank God for my husband and the wisdom. Like, yo, think about what ideas God has given you first, and then use that. And thankfully, the friends that got the house, like, they shared information as well. Don't be a friend that is hoarding information. Like, okay, now we're all homeowners. If not, we would have been like, is it now that I want to start to try to build equity? Even though it's never too late to start, because you should start now. But like, we would have been left behind if nobody had told us about it. Be a friend that shares information. Even when we started research and it was really stressful, we couldn't find something, we're going to take a break. They said, guys, don't take a break, because the way the housing market is going, you don't have time. So we pushed on, fired our current realtor at the time, and kept it moving, and found somebody that was more invested in us. So basically, prayer is wonderful. I'm a fan of prayer, but then when it's time to work, put your back into it and work, guys. Another point he talks about is how like solving a need is literally the key. Businesses are all to solve a need. So basically, whatever ideas you have, focus more on the need you're solving and less on the money. Money follows value. Try to think of how to increase the value you give to people, and you're immediately thinking about how you're increasing the money that you bring to yourself or to the world. One other really important point that I want to close out on is the thoughts about people around you being mirrors, really. And sometimes, regardless of the greatness we carry within, we're unable to see our own greatness, and sometimes it's the people around us that then mirror back things to us, which is why I've said it before, the people you have around you are so important. So if you're realizing that you're facing problems and people in your circle are not able to offer solutions, then maybe you need to like, this happens all the time, that nobody in your circle is able to help, nobody in your circle is able to show you things that are going, like, things are going well for everybody. But like, let me phrase this properly. It's not like I'm saying that your friends that are in your circle needs to be everything to you, but like, you should be able to get encouragement from your friends. You should be able to have friends that when you're struggling, they look out for you. They say, babe, this one has passed me, but let me reach out to this person, let me reach out to that person. The point of having friends is having community, having people to mirror around your greatness to you. This is not a time for people to tear each other down. There's so much packed in this video that I can't even possibly finish it in one recap video. But the final point is the one he made on being a problem solver, a solution bringer, literally. And this applies whether you have a business or whether you have you're at work, a 9 to 5. It just struck me, and I'm actually going to take this one to work. It's like, even when I realize now that I'm taking a lot of problems to my manager, like escalating it, like, okay, this one has passed me, so I'm bringing it to you. But he's saying that like, problem bringers are like, okay, it's annoying to have someone who's always whining about problems to you. Perhaps I should think about bringing solutions instead. Okay, here are the things I've thought about, which of them do you think is the best idea, what would you add to it, kind of thing. And that's a way to think about it. Like, be somebody that is a resource, that people come to you and they feel like enriched, they feel excited. People are excited to have you on their team because you bring solution. You're not nagging, you think about solutions all the time. This video is like, it blows my mind all the time, and I'm probably going to watch it again one more time. But if you've watched this far, I want to say thank you to you. Thank you for sticking around with me. Thank you for being here on my channel. Please subscribe to my channel. I'm looking to grow and surpass 1,000 subscribers, and if you've watched this and I've surpassed that already, please still subscribe. We're only getting bigger from here. This video is called How to Build Your Vision from the Ground Up, and you really need to watch the whole video because you're going to find so many gems. But if you forget anything, I want you to remember that in every one of us there's a seed of greatness. Every time you have an idea for an innovative thing, for an invention, for something that you think you could do, write it down. Remember that God gives us seeds. God has given us trees. It is up to us to use our imaginations to bring them to life. So whether you're struggling with finding your passion, you're struggling with building your vision, you're feeling lost in life right now, there is hope. Think about what resources you have within your hands. When you pray, don't only think about outside things. God, bring someone to help me. God, help me, somebody to remember me. Also think about, what do I have in my hand? That woman with the oil in the Bible, it was the oil she had in her hand that God used to bless her. And I believe that God is still using the things we have in our hands to meet our needs. I know I've been saying one thing. I sound like one of those pastors that's like, they're running up and then take forever. But anyways, I'm in the midst of pastors, so don't blame me. This past week I was in a conference, and the man was like, isn't it interesting that Philippians 4, I think it's 13, says God shall supply all your needs according to his riches. He didn't say God will create all your needs. He said he will supply it, meaning that the ingredients, the raw materials for all our needs are already available. God isn't just creating them, he's just supplying it to us. So like, when I pray these days, I say, God, give me vision to see things like you see them. Give me vision, give me wisdom, so that I'm not overwhelmed, I'm not stressed by things that God has already provided for. I know this video has been full of gems, and I hope that you're able to piece it together and just, be excited about what all that there is to come. My name is Fopsy, and thank you for hanging with me today. Please subscribe and stay tuned for more things about life, love, and career. Peace.